best geek blog ever.
These guys are professionals. They're the best.
What's up, geeks? Welcome back for another episode of Best Geek Vlog Ever, the weekly web show that teaches you how to do Comic-Con right. We're your hosts, Brenden Toda and
Ezequiel Gutierrez. In just 2 days' time, we'll be headed down to Comic-Con.
Woo!
Woohoo!
It's that time of year again, folks.
It's our annual pilgrimage to San Diego to experience all things pop culture.
For those of you who don't know, San Diego Comic-Con International is a multi-genre convention held annually in San Diego, California. It was founded as the Golden State Comic Book Convention in 1970, originally showcasing comic books, science fiction, fantasy, and film/television. The convention now includes a larger range of pop culture elements such as horror, animation, anime, manga, toys, collectible card games, video games, webcomics, and fantasy novels. According to Forbes, the convention is the, quote, largest convention of its kind in the world. In 2010, it filled the San Diego Convention Center to capacity with over 130,000 attendees and 2 hosts of Best Geek Vlog Ever.
Bam! So we thought it would be a good time to share some of the tools of the trade, if you will, about how to do Comic-Con right, how to survive the test.
So that brings us to our first and only segment today, Best Geek Vlog Ever's Survival Guide to Comic-Con 2013. We're going to give you a few tips on how to make sure you make the most of your time, starting with our number 1 tip, get ready to wait. No, that's not me saying get ready to wait for what I'm about to say. Get ready to wait at Comic-Con. It's more or less like a geek litmus test. Like, how much of a fan of this particular show or comic or movie are you? What you're going to end up doing then is sitting in a hallway somewhere at the San Diego Convention Center just waiting for an opportunity to catch a glimpse or maybe a bead of sweat from, you know, your favorite celebrity or creator.
Our UK friends call it queuing. We call it waiting. Guys, whether you're standing in line for a panel, to get money out of the ATM, to get food, or to buy something, you will be standing in line everywhere you go. So be prepared for that.
Tip number 2, always have a plan B. Yes, not everything goes the way that you would always like it to at Comic-Con, but the nice thing about it is that there's always something you can see instead. If you missed that big Marvel panel, then you can go over to see something that's going to be coming up on TV. Or maybe you're going to broaden your interest and actually go to the namesake and see something about comics. Ooh, what is this, paper?
Guys, they exist there.
Yeah.
This is the big show. There is always something going on. Every hour there are over 15 different panels in the convention center alone. So if you miss one, there's something else going on that might be of interest to you.
Tip number 3, pack a lunch. Or more specifically, bring food with you.
Any food, something, sustenance.
Surprisingly, it takes a lot of energy to make it through a single day at Comic-Con, and there are literally 4 full days of activity that you have to kind of plow through there. So make sure that you're well fed and well sustained. Pack a lot of water, make sure that you have some snacks, preferably beef jerky or some sort of nut-based snack item.
Yeah, my two go-to snacks would be beef jerky and some sort of nut, cashews preferably.
It's my special food. I like it.
All due respect to San Diego Convention Center, the last time that I ate a Comic-Con hot dog was the last time I ate a Comic-Con hot dog.
Also because generally the money that you're spending on that hot dog could buy like 10 comic books.
Right, exactly.
Spend your money wisely.
Tip number 4, wear comfortable shoes. Don't be like Fred and Barney and just go caveman style. You need comfortable shoes to make it through all the walking, all the standing, all the leaning, all the sitting.
That's just reason number 1 to wear comfortable shoes. Reason number 2, we don't want to see your feet, people.
There's already plenty of odor that goes around the Comic-Con floor.
You're damn right.
We do not need to smell.
We don't need to add that one to it.
No, guys.
And most of you dudes, keep it wrapped up.
You ladies, don't wear any heels. No sort of like wedge anything stuff. I look at some of the girls who do
thick
that.
Sole.
It just does not make sense. Yeah, that's right. I like a girl with a good soul, but also with good things on her feet too.
Yeah, Dr. Scholl's, perhaps.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Doctor Who. I don't know what that had to do with shoes.
Going.
And our 5th and final tip, have fun. That's the point of this after all, and Comic-Con International is a celebration of everything pop culture. You're likely to find something there that you've never tried before that, in our opinion, is the best part of that experience. This is better than going through Amazon's recommended queue or something on Netflix that's suggested for you. These are things that have a passionate fan base that you can share and understand from another person sitting next to you or standing next to you in line.
Go through the schedule, find something that maybe you, on the first pass through the schedule, wouldn't have allotted time for, and go do that. Go sit through a comic book panel where you see the creators working on stuff. Maybe go do something off-site. There are tons of things happening in San Diego, in the gas lamp, that's not in the walls of the convention center. I found that out last year when I didn't get into any of the panels I wanted to go to and sort of tried to stay away from Hall H. I found myself walking the floor. Guys, there are comic books there.
So in the interest of having fun, of course, reviewing this year's schedule, we have a few recommendations for you to have the most fun.
One of my most anticipated panels of this year is actually my very first panel of the year. It is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle panel with Kevin Eastman. Kevin Eastman is one of the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the very early comic book version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which in turn spawned the most important thing of my childhood.
Of everyone's childhood, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Born between those years.
Yeah, I had the sheets, I had everything. I'm getting back into reading the main titles of the TMNT franchise in comic book form, and they're really, really great. I've also been diving back into the old Eastman and Laird comic books, which sort of spawned everything, and so that I'm really looking forward to. On the flip side, as far as from small panels to large panels, I've mostly sort of stayed out of the whole Marvel hullabaloo at these conventions. I feel like this year, if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna sit in Hall H all day, it's going to be specifically for the Marvel panel, which will be showing Thor: The Dark World and Captain America: Winter Soldier. I also think it's a really opportune time to be announcing a lot more than just showing footage for those two films. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy, which is in pre-production. Edgar Wright is going to be there with At World's End, so it wouldn't be very surprising if he announced something significant for Ant-Man. And we've got a lot of dates set for Marvel films with no movies in them yet. I think this would be a really opportune time for Marvel to go, here's what you can expect. That would be incredible to see live in person.
I recommend that you go check out Spotlight on Paul Dini, which takes place at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. Paul Dini is a longtime comic book writer and contributor to many of the animated series that I grew up with, and co-created one of my favorite comic book characters, Harley Quinn, with Bruce Timm. My other recommendation would be to check out the world premiere of DC Universe animated original movie. It's always a mouthful.
Yep. In the vein of a lot of the movies that come to Comic-Con, this is one of the few that come and you can actually see the whole thing. So there's the screening of the film, which is happening several months before the actual movie is available to own. So this one will be exciting because there's a Q&A after, as it usually happens with these screenings. So Kevin Conroy is going to be up on stage this year, and so that'll be really exciting.
So that's our survival guide for Comic-Con 2013. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense of the craziness that tends to happen in San Diego.
Will happen.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more of Best Geek Vlog Ever, hit the subscribe button right below. New episodes come out every single Monday. Some of our back episodes can be found right over here. This is one of my favorites. Right about there.
It's a good one.
If you have a suggestion for next week's topic, leave it in the comment section down below, or hit us up at our Twitter at Epic Happens Here.
If you are headed down to San Diego for Comic-Con, hit us up on our personal Twitters as well, so we can be sure to meet all you fine folks.
For Best Geek Vlog Ever, we're your hosts, Brenden Toda and
Ezequiel Gutierrez.
we'll see you in San Diego.